Thank you.
But this speaks to again to just how out of touch they are, and they don't know the danger that they're in. See, they're in danger, brother. Uh, look, you couldn't pay me to be you couldn't pay me to be no black woman right now.
That's why we white.
Yeah, that's why we white. White woman to you.
I'm gonna see if I can get. I'm almost in this StreamYard, guys. That they may be messing with our computers, man. I've had just Google.
Oh, he said, Dr. Short, he said censorship is over. He said he signed an executive order tonight.
I like your hairdo.
Thank you so very much. Everybody's gonna have a great time. I feel sorry for the pork chop feminists. They could not back me.
I don't, man. They had an order, man. I don't. And they ain't seen this reckoning's gonna come with them. And I'm stepping over a lot of carcasses. I'm look, no protection, no provisions.
Go ahead and launch, Brother Dome. I think I've got a bunch of people watching, and it's time.
You guys ready?
Peace and white power.
What have you done for me lately? It's schools. What have y'all done for us lately? If there's no answer, you know, the only thing we owe them.
MFM. Motor oil. Ice, ice, baby.
Prepare for battle.
Hey, yo, listen here, babe. Come with the king. You best not miss.
Hey, good evening. Welcome. And the fellas is all here tonight. We will be discussing inauguration, everything around inauguration. We got Ronald Trump in the house, Chef C, Brother Juan, Brother Negro, and myself. We just going, we're going to always give our esteemed guest, Ronald Trump, the floor first.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I told you we were going to win. We won big. We had a great day today. This is a golden beginning of a new country, a new century for American people. We will not be held back by purple, the deep state. We're going to clean the swamp. Everyone's going to know who shot John Kennedy, who shot Bobby Kennedy, who shot Dr. King, and who's bringing all the illegals in the country. We're going to really fix this up. People are going to get jobs. You'll be able to get an dozen of eggs for at least $1. Just give me a few days. This guy, Biden, what a disaster. We almost lost our country, but we've got a second chance, so we have to pull together. We need to drain the swamp, close the border. Ice, Ice Baby's gonna be my national anthem until we clean this country up of all the thugs and the bad hombres that are destroying this country. Things are gonna go right for the first time, and even though you couldn't vote for me, I'm still gonna be the greatest president. They stole one, but they couldn't stop this one. I know they sing in the black church, Satan said he had me, but I got away. And so, bye, Biden. He's pardoned everybody. In fact, if he'd had some time, he would have dug up Hitler and pardoned him. It's just a disaster. But we're going to move forward. The bad 4 years when you missed me are over. Thank you so much, all the voters, people brave the cold, even the black marching band. I hope you give those guys some fried chicken. I hear they like it. Thank you.
Brother Juan J. Johnson, any opening statements on this great inauguration 2025?
Man, I think the only opening statement I have is, wow. I just got a wow, man. I'm still taking it all in. The optics I saw today was interesting. Look here, I'm just looking for a phenomenal conversation. Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Yeah, so that would be my opening statement. Trump won, he's back. Biden's gone, Kamala's out. And now the work begins. So looking forward to it.
FC, your mic is muted, brother.
Peace. Yeah, listen, I look forward to these, and salute to all the brothers, man. It's good to see everybody again. Salute to everybody that be rocking with us as well, through all the platforms. Glad to be on Let's Talk 2 today, to spearhead and bring us to the new year with this thing. But, it should be some really good progressive moves done by this administration. I am keeping my eyes on them as far as the deliverables that he promised. And I want to see if he comes through. So we look forward to what this administration can bring. And again, ladies and gentlemen, as we've always said throughout our platforms, especially now, if you see something, say something. Ice, baby.
And also we got Brother Negro and Coke Sharp in there in the shadows. They're here. If either one of the brothers is present.
Oh, I'm here. I'll go first. All I gotta say is wow. I saw the red version of a plantation jubilee. That's what it came across to me. We seen the blue edition. Now we got the red edition. And especially you top it off on MLK, Doctor and Reverend, or I would say Reverend and Doctor Martin Luther King's Day. That kind of threw me through a loop personally, that more people were emphatic about that man versus the man who actually died for something that was greater. That was the major concern that I saw. And I hope that we be able to change our heart and our mind and spirits and kind of get a one accord on representing our icons and our people.
Definitely, definitely. Coach Sharpton, are you there?
So
we're gonna-
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I be heard?
Yes, you could definitely be heard, brother.
Yeah, I'm over here. I got the heat packs on my permanent end right now because my split ends froze trying to do that bullshit protest against Donald Trump. I was the only one that was out there in them streets, and it was 4 degrees outside. My bones is shot up, and nobody showed up. But I have to say this. Glory! Chicken wings and collard greens. Glory! For the Negroes.
Well, you definitely came in with a bang. So look, you guys in the chat as well as the brothers on the panel, we're gonna play a clip. It's basically a summation of what President Trump, 45 and 47, what he said during his inauguration speech. Show it right now. Just 1 second.
Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Hardest thing is obviously finding products to sell and then getting authorized to sell those products. So with e-com authority, they've been able to do that.
We're going to set you up on Walmart. We're going to pick out your inventory so that you can.
Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we're watching fires still tragically burn from weeks ago without even a token of defense. They're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. We can't let this happen. My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along.
Mm.
So you guys, that's some of the gist of what President Trump said. As well as he said something else I want to show you guys, and I know that our esteemed panelists, we definitely have some thoughts on that, but this is something interesting and it speaks specifically to us.
To thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust in Hispanic communities. I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
Ronald Trump, you have any thoughts on your brother giving this great speech?
Black people need some money to go with black power. Dr. King died talking about a check needing to be collected, and I think people need to come pick it up. The boule wouldn't give it to him, but I would have tried to sign it.
Brother Juan J. Johnson?
Yeah. I thought what he said was interesting. Look, I know Stevie Wonder is blind, but if you have two eyes to see that our country was in a state of decline, morality, just think about how we've been these last couple of years. You've got to admit that we needed to see something different. Because I've always saw Biden as a weak person, very fragile. And with me, the type of person I am, when I see weakness, it's time for me to jump on that. I'm a predator. He prayed to the rest of the world. They knew he was weak. And when you get weak leadership, you get weak policies. He didn't show no strength. Since I say nothing. So yeah, we need a change. I wasn't willing to go 4 more years with him and her, or with her and the other weirdo. I mean, yeah. So I was look. Is he a Messiah? Hell no. Is he gonna keep his word? I don't know. But I'm gonna go with this. Just let me see and keep our foot on their necks. On the process.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Brother Negro. Brother Negro, you have any thoughts on this?
Oh, I'm here. I got a lot to say about that.
It is, Brother Negro, I know what you said to me. He didn't say Hispanics first. He said blacks first, but it cut from the broadcast. So I apologize for that.
Oh, okay, my bad then. Yeah, you already know the Negro I was already eyeballing that. I was like, yo, I know he ain't pulling no Jim Crow Joe Biden move, putting these individuals in front of us to skip in the front of the line. All right, that was the angle where I was coming from. I was like, yo, what's up with that? And since that wasn't the case, I'm gonna say that, man, where's that reparations check, man? He having it on MLK, mentioning MLK. He was staying to pick up a check. Don't use that. Don't use our civil rights icons and don't deliver no damn tangibles to the Negroes. That's where I'm kind of at with it. And the reason why I was just like, really, is that how he's moving? But and this feels like the reverse side of when Joe Biden said, "I got your back, black folks." It's kind of like that. Just that he didn't say, "I got your back" with the thumbs up. It was just kind of implied in a weird way. So I am side-eyeing him.
Reverend Coke Sharpton. Esteemed one.
Yes, sir. Well, what I like about this, I'd actually want to touch on what happened right before, if you don't mind, this speech, just so we make sure we add that to it. That was one of the shortest inaugurations I ever saw in my life, to the point where Trump said, "I ain't even got no time to put my hand on the Bible. I need to get going on this one right here." Vance sat up there with getting inaugurated for about 3 minutes. And Trump got up there, I blinked, and I missed half of his swearing ceremony. That man, he had this look on his face before he got on that mic, what we looking at right now. He was scanning the room, basically like, which one of you's out to kill me? And the way he was scanning that room, it was like he was thinking, every one of you is out to kill me. He had this look in his eye before he got on that podium. So it's just the determination that I see in his eye, and also the I think he got a little bit of a shorter fuse than we don't see. A lot of people don't understand. We don't have the same man we had in 2016. A lot of people are trying to vote this man in, thinking it's all we got. We want to go back to what it was, but what people didn't understand is there's no going back. Yeah, I see you, Brother Juan. Can you touch on that for a little bit, man? I just wanted to make sure we added those little bits that happened right before you got up on this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can't go back, because again, we're in a whole different era, a whole different time. I'm looking for some hard times now, because the damage that must be fixed. Ain't no going back. Back to what? Man, some folks gonna have to feel the pain. A lot of folks are gonna feel the pain. What pain? Some of these special programs, they gotta go. You know, the welfares, they go, look, man, I see some pain coming. I see a lot of suffering coming for a whole lot of people.
Hey, brother, real quick, Brother Juan. Hey, shout out to Kamala Debbie Harris right now for monitoring. There is no going back. I actually supported that phrase, but she left out one important part. She left out one part, and that part was, you're not going forward.
Hey, Brother Juan, before I go to Chef C and then myself, let me ask you a question in reference to some dark days. Do you think it's dark days, or do you think it's an opportunity?
Both. Because you can extract some goodness out of dark days. In the dark days are times when, you know what, how do I get that bag? It's dark days for Latinos, or for all those who are illegal. That's a dark day for you. But it's a bad day for us. For those who, you know, gonna make them phone calls. Those who are going to, you know what, look, get that bag. So it's a bad day for us, bro. You know, for those who are in these welfare programs, it's a bad day for you. It's a bad day for you.
Do you think, let me ask you, Brother Juan, before me and Chef C talk, do you think today has marked the end in the death of DEI and identity politics?
Absolutely. Yeah, it needs to be gone immediately. We've seen the results of DEI. Don't ask me to ignore what I've seen. From the highest levels of the government to the lowest levels. You know?
Brother Juan, I have to let Dr. Short has entered the building. Ronald Trump has left. Dr. Short, I'm asking you that question. Is it the death of DEI and all this
Well,
identity
the
politics?
DEI, well, this is basically the funeral. I mean, DEI got burnt up out in California. There are a couple of women of color, if I could put it that way, between Kamala Harris, Letitia James, Fannie Willis. There've been a cast, the stupid ass women in the NABJ. There've been a large number of dumbass women, mostly black, that have shot themselves in the pussy. And, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, Pringles potato chips, the silicon chip, the telephone. But if it's not with some kind of order or context, it's annoying. Any pimp will tell you so. Karen Bass, who I've been talking badly about for years, and a lot of people don't know, Karen Bass is one of the most evil black women to ever hold any kind of public office. To show you how wicked this woman is, she helped and did whatever she could to expand the eugenics programs. Like, for example, you have an office on population for people in this country and for people abroad. But in particular, abroad, they send defective and unsafe and sterilizing medications and things to Africa, the Caribbean, and other places. Even when they don't work here or they mess up women here, they're sent overseas. Karen Bass thought that was great. Remember Plan B and how it got withdrawn? Do you know Karen Bass was supporting that stuff still being sent to Africa? Jessica, she could only kick out one baby for the taco she was married to. Doesn't mean you have the right to want to sterilize all the other black women in the world. That mannish-looking thug is a eugenicist and a communist. These people are absolutely crazy on this feminism and all this other stuff. I mean, you want to kill live babies, you know, and you say it's her body. Even when the baby comes out, they still get to kill the baby. It's her body. Isn't that murder? In fact, if a man hits a child that's a teenager out of control, you're ready to take him off to jail. But a woman that wants to kill a baby that survives an abortion is a superhero. This is the logic of these people. And it all centers around killing children, destroying the family, destroying everything, and trying to create some order in which women become gods. It's sick. It won't work. And if you're God, you shouldn't need a tampon box in your restroom.
What do you have to lose?
Well, Chef C.
Listen, let me say this, gentlemen. Shout out to Obama's wife for not showing up. You know, they were taking. Shout out to Trump though. He was taking so many jabs, and we saw Kamala Harris having a hissy fit. Biden damn near losing his mind in the front seat. you know, having all types of tantrums. Let me tell you something. I was just trying to look for Michelle. I was looking for Michelle Obama to show me what that they go low, we go high shit looks like. Yeah. When Trump was laying the hammer down, talking crazy about the failures of this past administration, sister girl, what? She couldn't take the heat. She couldn't sit there and take it. So she just said, "I can't even be in the building. I'm not even gonna put myself through it."
Well, brother, she's a giver, not a receiver anyway.
Right. So sister girl said, "Listen, I know Trump's gonna go low, but in this moment, I can't go high. So I'm not even gonna show up." So she left the building and never even went there. But on the flip side of it, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. For the last several terms, we've watched these administrations invoke the name of our brother MLK. Okay? And for me, I don't like the siphoning of energy off of his carcass. I don't like it. It's honestly, for me, it's offensive. Because again, they bring up all of the "I have a dream" shit and all of this stuff. Well, here's the fact of the matter. Our brother MLK, if you're gonna put some respect on him, talk about one of his later speeches when he actually got to a place where he saw shit wasn't where it needed to be, like the other America. If you're gonna put respect on Martin Luther King, you go to that speech, not "I Have a Dream," that was co-written by 2 Jews and 1 melanated dude. It wasn't even MLK's speech, that "I Have a Dream," that they keep bringing up all the freaking time. So for me, as a guy looking on the outside in, these inaugurations become somewhat of a ritual as opposed to the ushering of a new progressive administration.
So it's like a political freak off.
Exactly, sir. Exactly.
And the baby oil is the garbage that we all listen to.
One of the things that I could say that I got from his speech is one of the first executive orders that he said he will sign is the censorship of American citizens. For those of us that don't really understand, ever since 9/11, ever since the Patriot Act, they have authority to spy on all of us, all of his citizens. And this has to stop. I don't know if it's going to stop. I'm hopeful it's going to stop, but we should be very cognizant of the wording that they're using. Any political figure when they talk about censoring us, spying on us, because we run the government. The people are in charge. I am a constitutional American. Anybody who is against the Constitution is an enemy. Even though we know that it wasn't written for us, it's applicable for us today. So I'm very conscious of the wording. Definitely, I didn't listen to some of the thoughts from the pundits after his inauguration speech, but definitely looking at those executive orders is something that we should really look at and be concerned and really understand that there was a boycott today. And a lot of people may have not have realized there was a boycott amongst particularly our black women of blacking out the inauguration. A lot of the black cities in America where the Democratic Party are in charge, what they did is they turned up their Martin Luther King celebrations today because they wanted to use today as a coronation for Kamala Harris, with her being sworn in, and Kajani Jackson, Justice Jackson, as swearing her in as a symbolic thing for people of color. But that plan backfired in the American people's vote. So I know, Brother Juan, you had picked up on it, and I knew a bunch of people said they weren't going to watch as a way of boycott.
Yeah, I mentioned that. I think I talked to quite a few sisters on today, and I asked them the question: Have they watched the ceremony? And they was emphatically no. I said, why you ain't watching? Well, the spec on that, he's not my person. He's a racist, white supremacist. Okay. My question is, well, how do you want your white supremacy served? You want it in your face, or you want it behind your back?
Well, these days they like things behind the back, one.
I'm just saying the sisters still don't get it. When you look at that stage, it was up there on that program, you saw trillions of dollars. Google CEO, Apple CEO, Elon Musk, Facebook. They are kissing the ring. Okay? We're talking about trillions. Trillions was on that stage. And they
Hey, Coke Sharpton. I want to ask Coke Sharpton that question.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think, and I noticed Big Tech was, we saw Bizio's 3 rows behind him with Elon, like Brother Juan said, you saw Zuckerberg, you saw them all. I want to ask you, Coke Sharpton, why do you think that Big Tech, Big Business have pivoted from their position on President Trump, not from when he was 45, literally from 5 months ago? It's been a strong pivot towards him. What do you think, Coach Sharpton? What's your thoughts?
I would say, what pivot? Let's talk TV. What pivot? And what I mean by that is spending the majority of my life in tech. It's the opportunity. There's 2 different words that come to mind: opportunity versus opportunist. Now, when I want to look up here, a lot of people hear opportunist and they think it's not what they think. An opportunist is a person who exploits circumstances to gain immediate advantage rather than being guided by consistent principles or plans. See, when it comes down to this tech stuff, it's about creating air products. And what I mean by air products is put Facebook in my hand, put Twitter in my hand. You feel me? Put Amazon in my hand, put Uber in my hand. Uber's not a car ride service. That's how they won that lawsuit against the taxi companies. Uber is a matchmaking service. They match people who are willing to liquidate their vehicle with people who are looking for rides, no different than a Tinder. Swipe left, swipe right. They are here to milk America for its resources to create vaporware. Well, I wouldn't call it vaporware, because vaporware means that you come out with an idea and it doesn't really exist. They do provide a service, but you can't put it in your hands. So if you look at Elon Musk is actually a liberal cosplaying as a conservative. You see, let's talk. That's what Elon Musk is. Let's not forget where that Tesla still is part and parcel in the Bay Area. Elon realized that, hey, it's more tax advantageous to go ahead and move over to Texas, and Austin gonna give me half of the city. So let me go ahead and move shop over to Texas. Let me start acting like how the Texans act. Let me get me a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, all of that stuff. As one of my favorite people that I won't mention on this platform, because we don't support platforms that don't know. Well, actually, but Star, Star has supported on their next podcast and all of that. And as Star says, I ain't got no friends. Don't believe in tribalism, and I vote for the winner. See, when Donald Trump won, he fell back. He was like, we ain't rocking with Trump. But when Trump, start bubbling up, hey, MAGA, all of that stuff, and I'm going to make my own MAGA hat. He doesn't rock with Trump like that. He actually would disrespect Trump if he had the chance to, and I'm talking about Elon Musk. When he stood up on that stage with that black MAGA hat, that's a shot. That's a low-key shot. I'm not saying that they're intentional in what they do, but these are immigrants. Let's be very clear. These folk are first, second, third generation immigrants that come over to America as opportunists. They get involved in tech, and then they blow the situation from there. The tech space is one of the biggest debt creators in the country, right? All I got to do is come up with some idea. And that's one of the reasons I actually got into tech. See, I have a business degree, and it was a business decision for me to get into tech. I said, so you mean to tell me I could just make ideas in my head and type on this keyboard, and then money comes out the other end? You say less. But they just take it to the next level. Now, I noticed that they try to prevent people like myself at the HR and at that level of it. But these are folks, they get clicked in with your Stanford universities. They get clicked in with your MITs. You can try to cosplay conservative all you want to. You won't have to see MIT. You won't have to see Stanford. Where is the money at? And how can I push the government to create tax abatements and things like that? You look at Tesla, tax abatements, all of that stuff. Who's got the rock is the question. And that's who we're going to rock with. And hopefully that answers your question, sir.
Oh, great. There's no doubt you definitely answered that. Dr. Short, I know you had talked about, what you call him, Vimaswamy again?
Scamaswamy or vasectomy.
Scamaswamy.
Or vasectomy. So you can choose. Both are accurate.
So he stuck his neck from up under the sand and showed his face in the rotundo today. I know you had Dr. Short. One of the things, for just let the panel know, and everybody knows Dr. Short, one of the unique qualities that Dr. Short has is he has a unique foresight on things to come in the future, and he always advises all of us individually and as a collective of things to look forward to. Dr. Short, you got some foresight on what's going to happen with Vimaswamy?
Scamaswamy or vasectomy. It's easy. I mean, you know what a vasectomy is. Maybe you can't say it because you don't want it to happen to you. And Scamaswamy.
What's your thoughts with him? I know you said that he's basically he thought he was going to be in a position, and then he offended Donald Trump's base. He's model minority political roadkill at this point. He fucked up. You know, just because these racist people bring over Asians and others to attack we Aboriginal Americans, and again, me being I have to use a term because people don't, Indian, African, and white, which is what we are, a blend of these peoples. But we're indigenous to the United States. And there's always been an effort to manage, control, and deal with us. They've always brought various immigration issues against the indigenous population, which is us, right? Just because they blow smoke up this Indian's ass like they did Bobby Jindal and they did like Nikki Haley and all these other Indians that are over here that are doing anti-black things, it does not mean that you are an honorary white person with full status. Even the white folk in Western North Carolina weren't white enough to get the help that they deserved. They let those people be destroyed. I mean, that is the most brutal thing I can see since Katrina, to see thousands of people's lives destroyed, and they have white skin. The social contract in this country, if you're white, certain things don't happen to you. And so the social contract was broken just around this, and the social contract's broken with all the little Jewish people shit. They haven't had this much shit burnt since Hitler. Okay? Scamaswamy and these other people have been brought in to deal with us, but they crossed the line the minute
that they think that they're going to appropriate white Protestant establishment status. That isn't for him. He's a Hindu and he's a coolie with some money. He shot his mouth off talking trash about white people. He had no right to do it. You don't go anywhere to any country as an immigrant or anybody, and you're trying to aspire and be in the public sphere and just trash scores of millions of people and think people are going to like you because you're the melanated person of color, party favorite canapé in social circles where people want to say, look, we don't hate black people. Look, we've got Vivek here, or we've got these other people that they're putting on the news and everywhere else. We don't hate people. Look, we brought in people from another country that are almost as, or dark, same colors of people. We don't hate people. This fool has gotten his coolie wake-up call. You are a chutney, curry, tandoori bread eating nigger.
What do you have to lose?
He's stupid. The difference between Vivek Ramaswamy and I is I can walk into a room and no matter how angry people get with me being there, they can even put me out. I can say my ancestor was governor of Kentucky, vice president of the United States. I can say I have ancestors that were at Massachusetts Bay, ancestors that were at Jamestown. In fact, Jamestown is named for my uncle. Vivek can't say that. You can call me nigger, you could do whatever you want, but the history is I belong here. I'm son of King Charlemagne. I'm grandson of William the Conqueror, and a whole bunch of us are. And they can lie about it, can discriminate about all of it, but deep down they know it's true, which is why they lock their accounts on Ancestry and destroy things and burn things, because we constitute the original American people, and nobody coming in here, no matter how they do it, that includes this Jew Elon Musk, who's made his money back in Africa off of the enslavement of people through apartheid and everything else and genocide. Even he isn't fully accepted. These people don't understand there really is a class and caste system in the United States. And contrary to Vivek Ramaswamy's understanding and the American caste system, he is still a nigger with money, with this kooky religion and all the other stuff where they run around with rats and play with cow shit every year and so forth and drink cow piss and think it's a soft drink. People know this. They don't talk about it because they're simply using people like him to bother people like us. However, the Trump election, much to Scamoswamy's surprise, its success is in part white America's buyer remorse with all these fucking weird, strange people over here. Kidnapping, pushing dope, raping, drunk driving, job stealing, scamming people who hate this country, who are not interested in becoming Americans other than looting and taking what they can take back home. They're tired. And in reality, there's a silent thing. You know what? The niggas we already had were better than these new ones that Biden let in. Let us shut the door and we'll work it out. And Vivek Ramaswamy can run for governor of Alaska. He can run for Puerto Rico. In fact, he fit in there because there's a lot of trash. He is done.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Wow. Wow. Brother Juan J. Johnson, what do you have to say about what Dr. Short just said?
Man, Dr. Short is filleting. He's literally cooking. He's cooking, okay? But he's absolutely right. Vivek Ramaswamy, he overplayed his hand. Look, we can talk about white folks because we do it all the time. But when they talk about white folks, the foreigners, you see that beehive, that white hive come out.
Yeah. He doesn't have the standing. Look, I can't stand him, but the governor of California is my cousin.
And that's one of the things that we have to look at, how those people, white nationalists, view, like Dr. Short eloquently put, how they view, quote unquote, their blacks. Mm-hmm. If you listen to what Steve Bannon is saying, Steve Bannon has always been American first and a Trump ally. He basically said he's going to protect Donald Trump by any means necessary of Elon Musk and Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy.
And it's interesting that he's saying this, because I was never one who agreed with a lot of stuff Steve Bannon said. Mm-hmm. But if you listen to what Steve Bannon said and what they know, they foresee, is exactly what Dr. Short eloquently put in. And we need to be, it's going to be a bunch of fights for President Trump going on. Mm-hmm. We need to be observant of.
And we need to support Donald Trump. Part of what I'm angry about is every other group of people learn how to coalesce behind who becomes head of state. This idea of giving Donald Trump the finger for 4 years is disgusting.
Dr. Short,
I mean, there's the same people that want to give him the finger are the people that want to get DEI. I mean, where the hell you gonna get it from, dummy? You want to get this, you want to get that. The government has the ATM and it prints the money. Why make the person that's over the printing press of the money an enemy? They have enough sense. They have enough sense to steal condoms out the trash can of athletes that they think are going to make it to the pros, and don't have enough sense to make friends with the person that controls a multi-trillion-dollar economy. That's fucking stupid.
Hey, Chef C, do we have any political capital whatsoever to? And I would say I would never follow the 92% who are saying no, sit this out for 4 years. Do we have any political capital? Are we in any position to sit this out for 4 years?
Well, check this out. And here's the unfortunate nature about it. When you think of what people call white supremacy, unfortunately, just think of white folks. However, that's not so true. That's not really true. On the flip side of it, there's a companionship, an unlikely companionship.
No, it's not unlikely. Negro empiricism. It's Siamese twins.
Hold on. I'm going somewhere. I got you. I'm actually setting it up for you, Brother Short. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. Unlikely to the folks that live in La La Land. Let me clarify that. Okay? Now, but that party and that companionship and that partnership is, and I know it's going to get some folks mad, but that is the melanated black woman and the white man. They are your white supremacy. Yeah. Because guess what? When we take a look at, we talk about the voter base, Brother Q. Okay? 90 plus women, black women.
Pork chops.
Right. Quote unquote. Now they could be these numbers could be made up for all I know. Who knows? But however, these women are still on the plantation. And they're fighting for dear life to stay on the plantation. Okay? Not to get off. And they're looking at you every time you come, black man or black woman that's off the plantation, telling them to, hey, come over to this side, it's better over here. But then they look out and they see and they say, hold on, no, it's not. It's not better over there. I got all my goodies, giveaways, DEIs, etc. over here.
And Master, it really knows how to do rough trade.
Well,
Okay.
hey, Chef C, we know what they call it in the cooking world, where you have what they call domestic cuts, consumer cuts when you're dealing with meat.
Right.
Dr. Short, what is the boule putting us in position of? Are they slaughtering us by trying to?
We've already been slaughtered. I think that, they want to send us to a crematorium. We're already there. When you consider the fact that maybe 50 million to 60 million black people that should have been born that were butchered through abortion, half of us have already been slaughtered. Under the name of women's liberation. And a significant number of us have died due to gay liberation, where, you make the asshole the pussy. It's the new pussy. So the boule has had a contract for over 80 years to exterminate the unqualified, unfit black people. The Black Greek letter organizations support the eugenics agenda. They think the eugenics agenda means only getting rid of the non-talented 10th black people. But the real one, the part that Margaret Sanger and Nina talk about, and I have my book at the Woman in the New Race, I can pull it. It's somewhere around here. They don't want any certain people of any kind to reproduce at all. And but the problem, we have a golden opportunity. Trump is a golden opportunity for us, not because Trump is what's his name, John Brown or Martin Luther King, because Donald Trump is a realist and a businessman. He's in the business of making money and doing things. And he can work with just about anybody. Well, that's a hell of a good thing, because I'll tell you something. There are a whole lot of black folk that ain't on business. There are a lot of different people that ain't on business. You can't figure out what to do. Chef is an entrepreneur. All of us who do any kind of business, and ever had to do contracts or whatever, to have people that you can sit down and discuss what you'd like, what you need, what you're going to have, what you're going to exchange, and it happened exactly as all parties agreed, is a wonderful thing. Donald Trump is the first of maybe any president that's trying to do real business, not dirty business like Lyndon Johnson did with that bullshit, society, great society, but in reality, a realistic society, and where people have an opportunity to do whatever it is that they got to get done to make it. This is what we've got. That's the first time we've got some people talking about literally you can get some of the stuff that you need to get, and I don't have an issue with you getting it, provided you're not trying to destroy this country.
That part.
Um, Johnson and them said, we're going to give you something to calm your asses down until we figure out a plan to destroy you.
Bingo.
This is the first president.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care. He doesn't want to hurt us. That is unusual. Work with it. Make it work for us. There may be people around him that want to hurt us. We have people amongst us who want to hurt us, as Chef C was talking about. We need to use this time that we have this person in power to create a genuine movement for the uplift, restoration, and advancement of our people, where we purge out our traitors and we fortify ourselves from the people outside of our community that hate us. It's going to be a part of life. I don't know. A lot of people have a problem with me using the word nigger. Where I came up, I got called nigger so much, I didn't know it was bad. I learned nigger was bad from television. I mean, you heard it, just everybody called. I couldn't have fought. I would be the world champion in boxing if I had to punch and fight every person that called me nigger growing up. I got used to that. I've learned that some people are going to say that. And certain people didn't even mean good. Someone says, hey son, who's your nigger friend? And they didn't mean they hate me. That's how people talk about us. I mean, what am I going to do? Fight this guy's father? I'm like six years on the dance. Army veteran? Hell no. We have to learn how to deal with adversity. There's some confusion among Black Americans where they confuse racism with adversity. They confuse life's always going to have problems. And people that we call white don't have easy or uncomplicated lives. It's a lie.
Dr. Short, could you say what you just said again, please?
Black people confuse adversity with racism. Racism exists, and so does adversity. And the same way that there are awful people who are Black, who prey on us, who rob and rape and spread disease. I mean, if all of them were strung up, I don't care who does it, I would be glad. And then there are righteous Black people that are wonderful. And likewise, there are white people that are phenomenal people that would do anything they could do to help you. I have met such people. They've helped me when nobody else would. And then I've met white folk who don't care. And then white folk who actively are working against for whatever reason. And some of those white people attacking you are actually part Black who are trying to make their bones as white people. There are millions of people pretending to be white. I have family masquerading as white people in Iowa and in Virginia and in Maryland and in Pennsylvania. And they know all about this stuff. And when I ran up on one of my grandfathers, I found that just last night, found out there was an African woman slave who got impregnated by one of the Now I got the name after all these years, and it's locked because they know we exist, and they know that they have cousins and family. There are a lot of people lying about who and what they are. That's part of the matrix of America. Black American people are going to have to be taught, as Jewish kids are taught to have chutzpah, to say there are going to be difficulties being Black, but if you are smart, if you are studious, if you're righteous, if you develop a talent, a skill, and an ability, if you can coalesce with other people, you are unstoppable because you are connected to God.
Dr. Short just eloquently gave us what most people have told us and what we've all learned. This is the true definition of staying woke. Staying woke and being able to navigate in this society.
The oppressors of generations who have kept you down with myths of opportunity, and we give it back to you.
Woke,
Hold on,
my
hold on,
friend.
hold on, real quick, brother Q.
Gotham is yours.
You asked me a specific question, brother Q. You asked me, where is the political capital, if anything, that is left? And I say for everybody that's in their states, it's local. Okay, the political capital, you get involved with your with your local politics there, the mayor office, etc. You can shake some trees, y'all. For real. You can get some people ran up off the block. And you know what? A lot of times they're not hard to find. So if you want to see some adjustments taking place where you live, where you reside, don't always look to the federal level or all the way up to the White House. Handle where you are, and that's local. I'm a land.
There's capital within the family. Again, Black American people, I almost wish I had a baseball bat and I could pop people over the head the next time I hear someone talk about white people breaking up our families and slavery when folks don't want people to know the names of their fathers right now. We've done more to destroy our family unit in the last 40 years than what any plantation person ever did to my family. That's a goddamn disgrace that we don't know who mama and daddy are. We talk about a political organization and they're people that don't know their parents' names. Do you know that's on par with when I go through and I look at death certificates and records, a disproportionate number of the people that were sold when chattel slavery existed in this country were children who often didn't know who their parents are. We are living in a worse form of slavery in certain ways than people long time ago. And what makes it worse is that your goddamn mama or grandmama or whoever, or you sorry, loose-jointed Negroes who make these babies out here who don't want to claim paternity, to not even convey who a father or a mother is to a child. How are you going to have any kind of movement or society if you do not have a family unit? You need to go local and into the family, and I'm going to say this. We got a real problem. There are two groups of people. They're whore-ass black men and whore-ass liar black women. And we're going to have to become a people that hate lies. Not just white people's lies. I'm sick of talking about white people. I can't wait to get back to talking about white racism, but I want to deal with black on black racism. And yes, we have enough power to kill, exterminate, destroy, backstab, steal from one another, which we do in horrific numbers. We need the political capital that we could gain if we were to declare an amnesty that we're not going to murder, rape, abandon, impregnate, spread diseases to, divest from. There's a whole lot of shit that we could just do. Of the heart, of the mind, to just decide. Everybody's talking about what's Trump going to do. God damn it, black men and women, what are we going to do for self? For your children, for your grandchildren, for your extended families. Why is it It has to be on television, or it has to be something that's celebrated by another group of people. This external motivation, this deflective thinking, I mean, you only get into it if because someone else did it, not because it's good itself. You don't like who or what you are. If we had just that sense of, I'm going to respect myself and others, love self and others, cooperate with anyone I can, this was the foundation of all the black progress. The minute slavery ended, the people were terrified of the energy of our ancestors, who they couldn't from doing practically anything. They just start making laws and everything to stop these people. These are people who couldn't read and write it, but some of them had the ability to work together. Their word was their bond. But alongside that, I got my Frederick Douglass book here, but I'm not going to bring it out. We've had 2 black communities. A destructive Luciferian black community full of no good black folks. To me, I wish I could be Hitler. I'd gas all of you. All the no good black folks. Like, I can recall weeks after Martin Luther King was shot and killed, within a year, I remember seeing adult black men inject heroin into the arms of black children to get them hooked on dope on Capitol Hill, here in Washington, D.C. No white person did it. Yes, the CIA and them sent the drugs over here, but they needed the cooperation of pathological, Luciferian, degenerate black men in particular to do this to their own people. The slave system that kept our people in check, it required that there were black men that used their bodies to hurt their own people, as long as they didn't get beat as bad as others. As long as the rogue, filthy, black trash element is not dealt with, expect no change. And black trash isn't limited to the income level, because black people with money are some of the most vile and despicable people. Whether this Oprah Winfrey or this, oh my God, the basketball playing nigga from Ohio. Can't even get his name out. The one that has the Frenchman.
James.
These people, money does not make you righteous or holy. We must have a moral, ethical, spiritual revolution. What woke used to mean was that I was woke up to God. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. Not an escapist Jesus, but a Jesus that fed hungry people, helped sick people, raised dead people, spoke up for poor people. Being woke was being righteous and having virtue. Not cursing white folk, being gay, destroying property. God damn those people.
Wow.
God damn them.
Brother Negro, I apologize for getting you behind the shadows. You and Coke Sharpton, whichever one of you guys would like to share something.
Yeah, I'm right here. I definitely want to dial back to that technology, Mark Zuckerberg, why he might have hopped and jumped on the Trump train. I think, wasn't the Democrats bringing his behind in on C-SPAN every 5 seconds for those hearings?
Yes.
And they were trying to bust him up. I heard that they were trying to make him, calling him a monopoly and all that other stuff that was going on with him, with Meta Universe, and you tie in what they call that phone thing that they got. Not WeChat, but the other phone thing that everybody got. I can't think of it.
TikTok.
What?
TikTok.
No, not TikTok, but the other
Chat GPS. Chat?
Yeah, WhatsApp.
What's
And all
that?
these,
Okay.
he's connected with some of these entities, and he's been getting a monopoly deal that's going on. While Negro people, Black American folks, we only have one, which is fan base going on here, but yet still the Chinese people, Asian people, however you want to slice it, they got like 50 million platforms from WeChat to Red Paper or wherever they got that new one, and then TikTok. So there's definitely an unfair advantage over here when it comes to social media that I've been observing that both parties are refusing to call out. Both parties are not willing to make right by the American Negro, you know? I also look at the whole Obama situation where Obama was working over money hand over foot during his policy, who set this trend with technology to exclude specifically our community. So like this is what they call technological redlining or something like that.
Yes.
Or social redlining or
Right,
something like
right.
that. Where they use these type of forms of technology to box us out. No different from the redlining of homes and houses to devalue us. So yeah, I definitely want to, and thank you for allowing me to circle back on that, because that was something that I was getting annoyed with Zuckerberg with, and the censorship game is crazy with these guys.
Well, can I tell you guys a personal story? They've jacked up all my Facebook accounts. Do you know the day that they said something about the fact checking, all of a sudden the stuff reappeared? So, you know, they just, they have systematically targeted our community, not even to be able to talk to each other, or share information. And they're very much aware of it. This guy Zuckerberg is the worst white supremacist. I've been saying for years. It's been my sense. I just feel it in my spirit. One day he's going to commit suicide. You know, my feeling is God hates the day. You know, we can go to what's it, Red Lobster, chef, if it happens, because just an awful man.
Yeah, and his wife is a major component to that. That Asian wife of his. She has been, and they've been keeping for the Asian community even before the hate Asian crime thing or wherever they got over there. So that's just some of the things I've been observing about this technology and how it's been weaponized just in the fashion. Another reason why they were bringing Zuckerberg up there, it was because...
Or Mother Zucker, as I call him.
Yeah,
Mother Zucker.
He's allowing these guys to become radical on those type of platforms.
Sure he is.
And the thing is that he's been called out for, but there hasn't been any like repercussions for him for the radicalization for the J6ers or when people shoot up these clubs and stuff. It's because when you start peeling back onto their Facebook page and all the stuff that they've been saying, they had this anti-black, anti-Negro perspective that's out there that all these killers, these mass killers have. And that's something that hasn't been really discussed about on major platforms. But I've been watching C-SPAN a little bit, and that was some of the things that they have talked about is the radicalization that's done based off of these false social interactions on these social media web pages.
Well, brother, that started with Obama as well. That the Department of Homeland Security warned Obama about this, and Obama refused to do anything about it. I'm hoping that this Trump administration, what comes out is the filth of the Obama presidency and the boule, the collusion of the black elite to destroy black people. Let me just say this because most black people don't know this. Most people don't know when this whole thing went to court hundreds of years ago over a black man running away from slavery, that he was owned by a black man. It was a black man that sued to have him as a perpetual slave. It was a black person that created or sued to have perpetual slavery. That was the precedent. There are black people who are vile, despicable human beings who do not like racism in practice, if it happens to include them, but in principle, would support slavery, genocide, as long as it didn't happen to them. This is the mindset of, I would say, 75% of black people.
Well, Dr. Short, if I could, I definitely want to tap in on this one. When it comes down to the situation we're in right now, we're not in a democracy. We're not even in an oligarchy as much as we were before. We're in what we call a technocracy. Okay, and in this technocracy, it's the next phase of what happened from, say, the dot-com boom to all of a sudden Web 2.0, they call it, your Facebooks, your social media platforms and such. And now we're here at the technocracy, because what it is that they know how to not only create money out of thin air, they know how to create massive amounts of money out of thin air. Look how long it took for Michael Jordan to become a billionaire. Look how long it took for Michael Jordan to become a billionaire. Look how much sweat it took for Michael Jordan to become a billionaire. They can get that just by raising $100,000 in seed fund money, offering that off for 10% of the company, and now that company's worth $1 million. It's a snap of a finger. Add a few zeros onto that, and that's where we are. But now, and they started off maybe in the 20 teens. Not started off, but in the 20 teens, if you recall, these early technocrats were sitting in front of Congress, pushing that gavel in a direction that they needed to go. These are the biggest welfare recipients. Let's be very clear about this, okay? And so if you look at someone like an Elon Musk, he'll be falling under the guise of First Amendment. But what a lot of these people don't realize is they'll stand on, my First Amendment rights, my Second Amendment rights and such. But what they don't realize is these amendments aren't sentences, they're paragraphs. And a lot of times they don't read the full paragraph. So for instance, the First Amendment, I always tell you, I was in a space last week and someone said, what makes you think you have the right to ask for reparations? And I said, it's the First Amendment right. And they said that for what? Free speech? And I said, no. See, that's very telling that you're not even of Ellis Island stock. You're of probably like 1980s. You're probably first generation immigrant, because the last sentence of the First Amendment clearly states that any U.S. citizen has the right to address grievances with the United States government, not your poor ass. Okay, but then you have your Elon Musties that sit there and claim free speech, but meanwhile trying to ban, supportive of banning TikTok because it increases the equity of his platform X. So these are dollar store general patent patriots that are running around here, and this is to the point earlier where it is actually radicalizing a lot of these people through memes. Through the ability of I can say nigger with the hard ER. Guess what? This platform ain't gonna get taken down with me saying nigger with the hard ER. But let me talk about these small hats, and this whole broadcast will get shut down right now. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's where we are here, that these folk are pretending to be Americans, pretending to be patriots, but they're using the money and the funds of technology to further redline. Look at that Trump coin. You understand that one man put $1 million into that Trump coin 48 hours ago at 18 cents, and that coin jumped up to $70. You do the math. Imagine investing $1 million into something that's 18 cents per unit, and now it's 70 some odd dollars. And then they took that money out, and then there's no liquidity now. Right now, the whole entire cryptocurrency blockchain is shut down. Because what happens is they dump their money in, and then Trump, during his dinner, the Republican dinner 2 days ago, that's when they announced this coin with Elon Musk right next to him. That coin shot up, they got their money out, everybody put their money in, because they're the ones who they got out with. It's called the liquidity pool. Right now, if you have a car and you want to sell your car, and say you have a Jeep, and you want to sell your Jeep, and there's nobody out there with money to buy a Jeep, guess what? You're stuck with a Jeep. You can't sell it. You're hosed. And so now these people are sitting here with these bags. I'm seeing all types of broken TVs, broken chairs, broken computers, all of that stuff. But they're still sucking on Trump. As long as Trump's the one that got away with the bag, as long as Elon Musk is the one that got away with the bag, I'm fine getting my pants pulled down with no Vaseline. Let's go on to the Melania coin now. Let's go on to the Barron coin now. Everybody's got a coin. None of it's regulated. There have been more millionaires minted in the past 48 hours of our life that are not us than there has been, I'd say, in the past 5 years. I'm not even trolling y'all when it comes down to it. Now they got the funds. Now they got the resources. Now what are you going to say? Remember, good quote that I hear is, they hate you because you're black, but they can abuse you because you're poor. And when it comes to the poor, that's where these 3-teeth people sitting up in the trailer park come in. Because that's when they say, hey, I'm poor just like you. And it's just like, yeah, but you can cosplay Trump a little bit better than I can. You got a little bit more resources than I do. And and it's not even a race thing at this point. It's a technocracy, because Elon Musk don't care about middle America or white America, Black America. They don't care about it. They're opportunists. They're not even Americans.
I'm going to differ with you. He doesn't care about people, but it doesn't mean he doesn't hate black people. So I disagree with you on that. They don't care about anyone, but they still have hatreds. Never, ever discount that.
Dr.
Okay,
Short.
well, so no.
Absolutely, Dr. Short. I never said they didn't. That they didn't.
I'm talking about Elon Musk specifically. Elon Musk specifically, and Scamaswamy hate our guts more than anybody else. That's just a fact. And so, yeah, they do hate us because we're black. And part of the punishment of the hatred is to make certain that black people remain poor. That is the system his people had in South Africa, and that is a system he'd like to expand and be a part of here. The real issue about this technocracy, whatever you want to call it, what I'm saying isn't what anybody else does, it's what we do. Us, 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 us. The slave in the field, even if his master just beat him or whatever, his song isn't master standing in the need of prayer. It's me. What I've got to get, what I need, what I must do. I'm standing in the need of prayer. What is the action plan? What can people do? All the little Black Wall Street showed that people could coalesce to do for themselves better than what other people did for them, to the point where people were jealous of them. And Wilmington, North Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma, East St. Louis, and all the little towns that they flooded and destroyed, because people could pull together and do for each other. These things aren't just technology. This is metaphysical. And the gorilla in the room that I'm talking about, as long as there's black on black hatred, black on black wickedness, black on black lawlessness, black on black ignorance, and we're not trying to address fixing up self. If you start to work on what these problems are, the money and other things will come. We think there's a way to get to those things without dealing with their assholes being unwiped. And I disagree. You need to wipe your ass before going to a job interview. You need to brush your teeth. Whatever it is, be optimal with what you have in order to reach to do more. This is what has not been done. This isn't, and I'm not talking about, I look at black folks, they have great inventions and all, and they can't get investment. There is corruption. We've got these boule groups, these Divine Nine. We've got black folks super wealthy. I know what it's like to go to someone's house that's a millionaire with a friend. They had this beautiful skincare and all this. They were trying to get these people to invest maybe $25,000 where they could probably make tens of millions. And they couldn't see, not on someone black. They'll spend $30,000 going on a cruise, but wouldn't invest in their own business with a black person for $30,000. Our capital is hoarded. It's not fairly distributed. It's not shared. It's done on purpose. It is a moral problem. And I'll just say it. We've become a godless, amoral people amidst all the other garbage that's going on. And are we the only people? No, I've been to Brazil and seen black Brazilians. All these communities have this same thing, this absence of law, rule, and order, in particular among the men. Something is morally off with black men in terms of how they deal with each other. We can pull a gun and kill another black man we don't even know, and yet a cop can be beating our mama to death and we'll call the police department. This is the problem. Deal with that, and there's no issue dealing with anything else. It is not what's outside. It's what's inside. And this is the other reason why we have this very fucked up institution called the Black Church that is full of some of the nastiest, vilest grifters that are stupid, that have kept our people backwards. They have gained more and more influence, and they have crushed our forward momentum because, you know, when you go to McDonald's, you get hamburgers and fries, right? Seems like if I go to a church, I've learned about holiness, community, family, unity, but you get bullshit and deviance. The Black House is in complete disorder. We are insane to expect progress and prosperity when we have this sorry-ass state of affairs. It demands attention. What we're doing, not addressing this is like planning to have a house party and you've got rain coming through the roof and your toilet's overflowed because the crap is stuck. You must fix up.
We get a little distortion from your mic. I don't know what happened.
Well, they don't like.
Listen,
hello?
Yeah, usually we already know what that is, you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a 45-second break, reboot the show, and we're going to talk about these pardons when we come back.
That part.
Hey, wait.
Hey, Smith. Yeah, they disturb these things, so just know when you start talking real stuff, they block it. Wow. So they're going to reorganize. Hello, everybody. We just want to have this inaugural talk. I think I'm going to stop in a second. I don't know what I got, SARS or COVID or something, but I'm just about over it. Thank everybody, Sister Devon, Sister Smith, moderators, Marcia, everybody. How is everybody? Yeah, you called me this morning. I was asleep. I was drugged out. Yes, I did. I took a fistful of pills and went to sleep. But I'm back up now. Got a few seconds. And I got to get this thing fixed. Even the cough is better. I had like this nasty cough. So anyway, Trump gave a hell of a speech, the little bit I heard. And I just hope that he succeeds. I hope that they can't stop him this time. We're gonna, Dewan B and I are gonna do a show tomorrow. Yeah, I had a sinus infection as well, Marcia. It wouldn't go away. C Diggs, I am doing a show 6 p.m. Eastern Time with Dewan B. We'll be talking about all of this stuff. And let me see. There's a glare on this. I need to put my eyes on. Reparations Nations, hi, how you doing? So yeah, I think I got to the bottom of this. I got to do something with my Mac here. I haven't coughed that much this whole show. Let me get some water. Give me a moment. Here we go. Okay. Woo! Okay, let me get back to these people, man. Oh, my. Ah. Mm.
Folks who work with Fauci, not just I'm talking about the J6 committee and those administrators and those who did the research, and all the senators and their staff. This is a miscarriage of justice.
Mm-hmm.
This is not good, because you almost and these folks knew they used this DOJ as a spear against Trump.
And let me say before Dr. Short goes, that this man pardoned 2,000 crack dealers. And just to give you guys some example of crack.
They were friends to Hunter.
Crack, if you get caught, I'll just use DC. You get caught with crack in DC, where in the other states it may be a state crime. You get caught with crack in DC, there's no such thing as state. It automatically go to the feds. So, for lack of better words, when you pardon 2,000 crack dealers, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal for their families. They got them, they home. They might be B1, they might be us. However, it's not a big deal. Dr. Short, you want to talk about these pardons? Definitely to our buddy Tony Fauci.
Well, look, I told y'all Biden was dirty. I told you Biden was nasty. He's vile. He's degenerate. I don't like him. I told you he assaulted me about 20, 22, 20, 23 years ago. He's a racist. He's just the worst person. Just absolutely a terrible human being. That's what I told you about Biden. I believe Biden had his first wife killed, and the daughter who probably said, "Daddy touched me," and the wife was upset that he sacrificed those two to cover up for the fact that he's a pervert, a predator, a wicked, vile man. Hell isn't hot enough to burn him as far as I'm concerned. That's just my general feeling about him. Now, in relationship to the pardons, the reason that Biden ran was he realized that he needed to stay in office to protect the criminal empire that is his family. That's what this was all about. And that's what him staying in office is for, because the crimes we know about Biden is one thing. The people that have backed Biden that are committing crimes, like the people that are poisoning the food that's making everybody sick and all this other stuff, we don't know 1% of the evil of these deep state people who've been trying to destroy Trump, what they've done. We don't have an idea. The public would be enraged. The public probably would go out and start hurting people. They would start doing some Mangione action would be happening all over the country. People knew what these people have done to this republic that we live in. So Biden, I expected him to do this. Biden is dirty. Biden is filthy. I mean, his wife, I believe, procures children for him. I mean, no decent woman would stay with the man that was pawing other people's children. No decent woman. And no decent woman paws another woman's husband in public, especially on national television. So, she's needy. I imagine she probably has a sex instrument closet that you could walk into. I mean, especially with Joe falling asleep all the time, and she's probably tired of watching Howdy Doody for him to get it up. So it's real simple. Or Romper Room. He probably likes that better. The name works better. These people are evil. They've destroyed tens of millions of lives. They've defrauded the public. They've cheated. They've hurt everybody. And they have ruined the health of hundreds of millions of people. And they got paid off of it. And these people couldn't handle the scrutiny of daylight if it ever were presented. But because the political system that they had rigged and stacked allowed them to commit this genocide, fraud, and treason all at one time. Biden is like a whole bunch of folks. Feels he wants to get away with the crime. And let's just talk about this openly. You know, part of American exceptionalism for the elite white people is to have it both ways at one time. That you could rape and beat, enslave people and go to church and be the pastor or the deacon and be holy and be in good standing. I could live as Satan and be a saint at the same time. What Biden has attempted to do is, although he has been a political, legislative thug and bigot for 50 years, is going to try to have a legacy where he's a consequential president, which he most certainly is not, and have a library and get money. You see, if he lets people get screwed, his library won't get built like Obama's library. Ofaga's library hasn't been completed. I hope it never gets done. And, you know, if I were a more indecent person and I went to Chicago, I may want to take a dump on the construction grounds. However, I won't do that. I was brought up better. This man is trying to make certain that his legacy for all the papers that are in his garage in Delaware and everywhere else, that they can get the money. And so he wants to look clean. This record, see, a lot of people don't care one way or the other about politics, but they may give. But if you have this shitty, dirty, nasty, creepy legacy, people will not give money to your library. So it stands. I mean, let's think about it. The presidential library is basically the white man's version of a pyramid. And he's trying to get his pyramid together. I hope it fails.
Hey, Dr. Short, do you think a lot of us understand the impact of the havoc that this man has done as a lawmaker for 40 years? Prior to his presidency, do you think a lot of us really, truly understand that he has been behind every crime bill for the last 40 years?
I believe that the truth will start to come out tomorrow. We only have a few more hours of today. It's 9:20 here. Tomorrow, I believe that there's going to be new news, different kinds of news. I believe that the Smith-Mundt Act, where Obama allowed the CIA and others to lie to the American public, that act will be struck down. I believe that Trump, who's been a victim of this, and perhaps this is the benefit of him being pilloried, sort of like a political Jesus on the cross of the damn deep state, that Trump may take a personal interest in the reportage of news to the American public like no other president in our history. And I think if you start telling the public what it is, when he says he's going to let people know who killed Martin Luther King and the Kennedys, he's opening up the gates of hell on the Bushes who were involved. He's exposing all of his enemies without having to do it that way, because they've got, if they're dead, they have living family members who are part of the deep state who are part of those assassinations and the attempted assassinations on himself. Trust me, the conspiracy people hounds are going crazy. And if anything, maybe there's a weather machine to make the weather so cold and everything, so things are miserable. But eventually, it's going to have to warm up. By the time it gets warm outside and people can go out and go to a library and do this or that, things are going to be popping about truth in America. Dope being dumped in our neighborhoods. Feminism being a CIA conspiracy against the family. All this stuff about abortion and drugs, it's coming. And nobody's saying the name, but Robert Kennedy Jr., if they don't kill his ass, he's got a whole lot of axes to grind. The nephew dead, his father dead, his uncle dead. There are a lot of people who are going to be coming out, exposing what's happened. Our country got hijacked by evil, sinister people when they murdered Robert Kennedy. When they murdered him, when they killed his brother, when they killed Dr. King, when they killed Malcolm X, when they killed Medgar Evers, when they killed Fred Hampton, when they killed lots of people have been murdered for this deep state. People are got the ghosts do to talk. Skeletons are going to be coming out of closets like you ain't never seen. Why do you think they worked so hard? And I need to remind everybody that Kash Patel wants to be head of the FBI. Kash Patel wants to release all the information on Weinstein. Kash Patel will have the authority to release the information on Hunter Biden. The Bidens may end up experiencing what they put Trump through, and it won't be Trump's fault. It won't be orchestrated. It will just be a process of releasing information. If you've released the Kennedy and the King, why hold up on Weiner's laptop too? All these predators raping and molesting kids. A lot of people's asses are going to be committing suicide, leaving the gas on, or in their car, getting carbon monoxide. We're going to see a lot of people kill themselves. And, thank God, a lot of people need to die for what they've done to this country. All these people that let this fentanyl come in here, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that they don't report that die every year from the pharmaceutical companies where people die from opioids, not just fentanyl. People are being slaughtered in this country. People's age, the lifespan has been shortening for all kinds of people. And these people have gotten rich off of it. Doctors and other people who have gotten away. So it's just time. And who cares? To me, that's the least you can do is take yourself out. If you've destroyed all these people, you won't come clean. Please jump off a building. Can I have video rights?
Hey, Brother Coke Sharpton, do you have any thoughts on the pardons and the declassification of all these files?
I would say that for the declassifications and pardons, that it's par for the course. I'd actually like to yield my time to ask the panel a question because, to be clear, I don't give a shit about any of these bastards at all. But I'm not naive enough to know that these actions don't affect me to put me on a perpetual hamster wheel of fuckery when it comes to political leaders, for lack of a better term. I'm using air quotes when it comes to that. What I need to know from the panel is, how do I deal with your left-leaning shills, the ones that haven't got the memo that the Democratic Party is down bad, if not done, for at least a decade or two. And my example of why they're done, the Democratic Party is in the same situation it was after Robert Kennedy Sr. got murdered by Sirhan Sirhan. And then they had to do that quick kangaroo Democratic convention and nominating a new person when Lyndon Baines Johnson stepped down. The Democratic Party was down bad so much that went all the way through the Reagan administration. But it probably took Reagan for them to realize that they had been down since LBJ. So my question to y'all is, how do I deal with these left-leaning shills who haven't got the memo that you're done? Because what they're going to say, and I know it, well, Donald Trump got pardoned. It's only right. I don't care. I think it's fine. Because I started getting that information when, who was it? When Hunter Biden got off or something like that, about a couple of months ago, folk were saying, well, if Donald Trump didn't get off, I like this. Because this is a lawless country now. We voted a lawless man into office, so there's no laws. I got family members that's talking like that. There's no laws, so the Democrats can do whatever they want to. And I'm like, see, this is how we get on this goofy-ass merry-go-round. This is how we get on the goofy hamster wheel. So my question to y'all is, because I know what's going to be coming, how do I deal with these left-leaning folk that say, it's okay that Biden did this? I mean, look at what Trump did. That's the hamster wheel. I can't take that. I'm off the hamster wheel. I want to blow the hamster wheel up. I want to put an M80 under that bitch and blow the seesaw to smithereens. I'm tired of the mess. But I know I'm going to have people that say, well, Trump did it, so we can do it. This is that hamster wheel. I need to get off it, y'all, and I need to get people around me off it, y'all. Folk can stay on the hamster wheel. I just need myself and people around me to get the hell off this damn thing. So what do I say to these folk that say it's okay? I mean, Trump pardoned Steve Bannon. Why can't Biden pardon the whole world?
Lon J. Johnson, answer this question.
SYSB. Save yourself, black man. Save yourself. Let me tell you something. I was done, and I continue to be done with our people since the pandemic. I ain't forgot. These same ones who was shutting us down on the pandemic, calling me a killer, hater, you're destroying families by not taking a shot, are the same ones that still voted 80 to 90% against their own interests. Man, save yourself from this backwards generation. I'm not fussing with these folks because I know I'm talking to some crazy folks. They're crazy. They're out of order. You know, so no, I won't engage them because I already know they're crazy. You know, like I said, 80% of them today they didn't even watch the inaugural service in protest. Man, look,
Jeff C. Jeff C. You got something to add to that? How we gonna deal with these caucuses?
This is a sick Negro.
Listen. Okay. I gotta listen. There are we got Wolf on the job, okay? And there's a lot of carcasses, overdue carcasses, that require stepping over and maybe on as we continue to move forward. But I will tell you this: there's going to always be people that you are not supposed to slow the train down for because they refuse to leave the plantation. Okay? Don't slow the train down. Harriet Tubman been telling everybody what she was supposed to do. A lot of folks been saying this, and ultimately, you know, we are seeing more of the same, and we're seeing LBJ's curse having an everlasting effect, an impact on a population of folks. So again, like I said earlier today, I didn't even want to, I didn't want to say it, but listen, black girl magic per
Black
se,
girl tragic.
right? And her zaddy, the good old zaddy that she continues to love and worship. They are one and the same. Listen, everybody didn't get great. Let me say this: everybody did not get great. They was giving it up. They wanted to feel that thing. Okay? And it was planting seeds, and a lot of the folks that you're dealing with now, they are the bastard children and spawn of those jigaboos and wenches who busted open for a little bit of Zaddy's juice at the big house. They wanted to get sprayed on. So again, we're looking at a situation where, listen, all your relatives didn't get snatched up. Grandma saw Zaddy and said, "Hey, come and get it, big fella. I'm a land."
Brother Negro, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here. One of my takes is that people were laughing at me on social media when I told them we need to be starting to build our own government. People talk about Dr. Nelly Fuller, right? One of the things he talks about is replacing a system of injustice with a system of justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's for us to do, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I really have lost complete faith in our system. And instead of me crying about it, I definitely see a lot more brothers and sisters want to take my route on that. Actually building our own system, protecting our own land, and just hunker down.
What's wrong with that, brother? The American Jewish Congress, American Greek Congress, the people who are more secure than we are do this. It is insane that the only time that there's been efforts to have some sort of governing body, one spearheaded by communists, the Negro Sanhedrin that didn't last a year, we've been hijacked as a group of people by enemies. And these enemies are black. Coons are my enemies. The Boule is my enemy. Another group of people, another ethnic group of people, they're not supposed to be my friends, although I may have individual friends that may be Ukrainian or Belarusian or what. But this idea, and this is what and the people who give these universal ideas on friendship, these people are Masonic, globalists, the Divine Nine. All these people push this universal brotherhood, who don't even practice it within our own ethnic group, as a means to excuse themselves not to create something exclusively for us because they don't want to do anything for us. They want to get with what other people have. And we make the mistake of saying, you look like me, you talk like me, you're around me, we're on the same page. From here on out, people need to look for ideological purity, similarities, and continuities. And if you and I don't line up, I don't have time for you. I had a guy I was willing to help, and this guy lied on me that I demanded tens of thousands of dollars to help them. Can you believe that, Chef C? Can you believe that, Brother Juan? Can you believe that, Brother Quentin? That they asked me to help them do something. And I says, well, I need tens of thousands of dollars, Jesse Jackson level, before I can help you. Do you think I said that to someone? Do you? Does it sound like anything you've ever heard me say, any of you? If you called and asked me for something? Negro? Does it sound like I said, well, I need like $100,000? If you asked me
to... not even a million years.
So this person told a whole bunch of people this lie of what I did to them. And that's okay. But they have a friend And the real thing, let's just get to it. The niggas are more in that stupid stuff where you wear the circus monkey shit. Uh, I'm not, no. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. And I told the guy, look, the problem wasn't you. The problem was me. I'm a Christian, and you're in some cultic thing that has nothing to do with my Bible. I had no business working with you in the first place because we don't line up ideologically, ethically, or morally. And I lowered my standards and dealt with you, and you guys shit on me, which is what you will do when your standards are lower. I'm not mad at you. I forgive you for screwing me. But I'm going to be true to my ideas and principles, and I'm not going to deal with you. And I feel no malice towards you. But your God and my God don't line up. So I'm not with you. This is what must be. The reason that people could make progress in our race prior to the 1980s is there used to be some sense of absolute right and wrong, God, principle, commandments, covenant. It wasn't sufficient, but there was some. Now we have none of it. And these people will tell you melanin makes you holy. Oh, well, you're white people don't have melanin. White people are completely immoral. Well, what about the black person that's raping babies? And they'll say, well, they got that. That's contaminated. Bullshit. There's got to be a concept of righteousness, God, holiness that you live by that we can coalesce around. And I don't give no ideology, no Marx, no Lenin, all those people, because those are religions too. Find a religion that has worked. Find a belief system that had evidence of having worked. We have evidence, we don't like it because we're very stupid and disposable. We throw away jazz and blues. We throw away everything that we make. And then when someone else picks it up, we curse them for taking out the trash what we threw away.
You know, I wanted to respond a little bit more about that because I got into it with somebody on the space, right? We were talking about the faiths, right? And I do agree with you. I noticed that Negro people who believe in Christianity, we're the only one that don't have a nation of our own. You can point to the Muslim faith, they have an NOI nation. You point to the Moorish temple, they got their own nation. Point to the Hebrew Israelites, they got their own nation. I could run through the list of all these religious sects, ideologies, and etc., right? They have their own nation. They have almost their own government outside the United States government. Hell, they even got international pull. This is why I get so upset with some of the people in our community. Negro Christian people who believe in Christian, that are Black American and what, they have never came together to build a nation amongst themselves. And they are allowed outside people to interfere with the development of our people.
Exactly.
Self-governing and an autonomy type of people.
Because we haven't really practiced Christianity. We've been practicing slave Christianity via culture. It's two different things. The book and the practice are two different things in our community. Which is why you go to a white church, they're going to have a school, they're going to have a hospital, they're going to have all kinds of stuff. Because they are building something. In fact, the kingdom of God for them isn't just that I can shout or sing or run the aisles or snatch my wig off or break my pumps. But how are you going to eat? Where are you going to live? Who's going to teach your kids? Where are you going to shop? What do you do? Understand that the slave religion was meant to simply give the slave a place to channel out rage and angst so they could go back to doing the work to build up the other people's nation. That is what we have. And this is why so many other people who come up as Christian that think about community and collective go to the cults, because the cults are acting like a collective community. And the church thing is basically just teaching you how to give your spare time and money to some grifter, predator nigger, right? Who wants to eat all your food, screw your wife, your kids, and probably screw you too, and wants you to have your ass registered on the pew and every time he opens his church doors. And the best thing is well, if you're lucky, if you die, they'll funeralize you there. It is a dead end instead of a point of departure or a point of advance. And so, and part of this is, sir, other people, and I'm not talking about cult groups, when they reach this point of desperation as a people, they have reform and revival movements. You had an Islamic revival movement that brought the Shah's ass down in Iran. You have movements amongst people, or ethnic revival movement among these Indians doing this Standing Rock shit. Right now, black people are so perverse and immoral, and we've been hijacked by the Greek letter people and the black Masons and the others who are Luciferian. And the Bible says Lucifer scatters the sheep. And our asses are scattered because we have evil, wicked, unprincipled people as leadership. And we suffer as a consequence. Righteous people know how to gather other right-minded people to get things done. So the anger that you feel is legitimate. The rage that you feel is legitimate. Your criticisms are all correct and legitimate. And the answer to that is to find other angry, righteous people that are going to build. We are not going to save everybody. There's too much damage. It's sort of like me. I've had a couple of abscesses and they had to take the tooth out. We can't save it. We cannot save the people that are already dead. We can help people who wish to live. I encourage all black Americans, if you want an idea, start looking at documentaries about Russian partisans, French resistance. Start looking at what happens when a people get crushed and conquered or betrayed. How do they adopt? If you watch any documentary or movie, you'll find normally the people first, they find a core of people who don't want to suck ass, and they go from there. We have had models in this country. We have the Seminoles in Florida and Georgia. We have the people in the Dismal Swamp in Virginia, North Carolina, of black people said, we're not going to be slaves. And those who want to be, will leave their asses behind. I'll take my chances with the water moccasins and the alligators versus picking someone's tobacco and having my mama and all get raped. But that requires, and by the way, the Bible teaches separation. The Boule, the Divine Nine, the Freemasons, the Eastern Star, the black folks who are obsessed with assimilating, are demand amalgamation, forcing themselves on white people. I mean, let white people be. If they don't want you around, leave them alone. What's wrong with what you have? Where is Nigger Town? And if there is a nigger town, why is it bombed out? Why are you spending your money in Chinatown and not investing in nigger town where you are? And that's your fault, not the people in Chinatown. But this comes back to the heart and soul. It never leaves that. And as Jesus said, it is not what a man consumes. It's not what's outside or against us that contaminates us. It is what's within us. And we need to be separated from contaminated people, because being amongst contaminated people not only makes you sick, but it estranges you from God. I am healthy, healthier than a bunch of people I'm related to, because I separate myself from certain sorts of bullshit. I don't want to smoke phencyclidine or angel dust or love boat as we. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to the basement and turn the lights out and find out who done it when the lights come on. I'm not interested. I like names that I can pronounce and write that are memorable for children. These people who think like we do must work together. We don't want everybody. I need to remind you that there used to be all black towns, and they still exist. And in those all black towns out west, nobody talks about it. They used to have to hang the niggas that would violate the peace of the community. The reason that those communities were viable is because they would string you up. If you were doing crazy stuff, they would come see you. With that bat squad or a gun squad come and get you. It used to be that there would be a group of black men that upheld order and rules. You put your hand on somebody's kids, what he look like, what street he's on. Oh, hey, chef, we got some, and go and deal with, beat that person's ass out, run him out of town. What about your house? It's ours now. You fucked up. Get out of here. It said, well, it's my house. It says, move back in, we'll set it on fire. It used to be you did not allow certain things, but once it all became, oh, we're all black. Bullshit. Good black, righteous black, upright black, okay. A vile, no good, filthy, drug pushing, pedophiling, I don't want that shit around me. If a policeman had their knee on the neck of a black predator, I mean, glory be to the Father. Tired of this shit.
And with DrRandyShort, the thing that I noticed though, when I was in that space, they were upset at me because I told them that I'm not in the business of rocking with other people that's outside my faith group, and they were trying to demonize me.
Oh no, they weren't trying to demonize you. They were demons.
Yeah, but
and so no, hold on. Let me tell you something, because we don't do it no more. And you too young to remember, but Juan and I remember. Juan knows there used to be a point not too long ago in the black community that there were two types of black people. There were black people that were saved and black people that were sinners. And if you were a wicked ass black person, we told you as much. We don't want your sinning ass around us. And it wasn't seen, oh, you're black, I'm black, so if you want to rape my child, you're okay because we're in the same. Fuck that. You're going to hell. I don't even want to be around your wicked ass. And so you separated yourself from the sinful people. They were rejected. When you saw the original movie, The Color Purple, you had the people in the church and you had the sorry ass niggas down in the juke joint. And in reality, there's a separation in our community between those people that want to do what is right and those people that want to go to hell and self-destruct, drink, whore, and they're basically black white supremacists. We have to stop unifying around color and unify around, as Dr. King said, the content of our character. The people with the godly character, righteous continent, that's who I want to be around. I don't want to be around sorry ass people. I'm sorry. And I don't hate my fucked up family members. I'm not mad at them, but I can't be with you. I have people come to your house with drugs and shit. The police, they'll come and put us in jail, take our house because you sell dope. Never use dope in my, never want to. Why do I have to go to jail for your ass? Hey man, you want to ride and had a stolen car, get your ass put in jail the rest of your life. You have to separate from them, and you need to tell people if you're a Christian, you're a sinner. You guys are wicked. It's time for people to start telling people you dirty and we're in the mud. And no, like the Bible, the song they sing, it's nobody's fault but mine. Those are songs from people that are slaves. The slaves are saying it's nobody's fault but mine if I don't get right. That's the person getting whipped and exploited, still saying, I have character, I have a responsibility to either be right with God or wrong with God. It says it's nobody's fault. He didn't even say it's Master's fault. It's nobody's fault but mine. If I should die tonight and my soul be lost, it's nobody's fault but mine. If you're a stupid, black, drug-addicted, whorish type person, you're out here, it's nobody's fault but yours if you choose to do this. Especially, there's enough anti-drug information, people trying to be different from that. And I can just say to you, we all know this, we've been around people, if you show up, Brother Juan, anybody, and you're an upright person, they run in your presence. They don't want to be around upright people. Why are we running after the people that are suicidal and hellbound? Let them go. Damn them.
Brother Juan J. Johnson.
Dr. Short is cooking tonight, man. Look, to my brother Negro, I understand his sentiment. And as much as I want to see us come together, and our women don't even listen to us. Let me say that again. As much as I want to come together as a people, our women don't even listen to us. So how you gonna have a government when we can't even practice Genesis 18:17 when God told Abraham, should I hide from Abraham the thing I want to do for him, seeing that he should become a great and mighty nation, the earth should be blessed in it. I know him that he will command his children. I've been telling you before, and I'm gonna say this again. We always lead with protect and provide. I'm not doing that no more. I lead with instructions. You can't get my instructions, you can't get my protection. You can't get my instructions, you can't get my provisions. Okay? So we ain't building nothing until we get on the same page.
That's right.
And as Dr. Short said, look, right, we came up, either you were saved or you was a sinner. Okay? We all knew who the saved folks was. I was a walking Bible, holiness, apostolic, Pentecostal. You're going to hell. Okay?
Yeah, you tell people.
It's lost.
You're going to hell. Yes, you tell people. and
That message is lost.
Jeff C, you have any thoughts?
Okay. So I mean, look,
I have a few thoughts before Chef C drops his bill. One of the things is that Negro, and you'll acquire this the older you get. And I'm speaking of somebody whose maturation has literally changed within the last 7 to 8 years. I'm not worried about nobody else. I'm being straight up, family or foe. What I'm trying to be and the path that I'm trying to walk, you're going to meet people who are on that same path. Whether I knew them 20 years, 10 years, tomorrow, next week, people that are walking in the right path, the right direction, they're trying to really, really, honestly get true liberation for black people in this country, they're going to align themselves with each other. Not the coons, not the grifters. The ones who are really trying to get liberation for our people are going to align themselves together, no matter where they come from. So a person you may disagree with today, who don't see it through the same lens that you have, may be your ally tomorrow if they see it different. So speaking as your brother, focus on you. Focus on the path you're walking. And people gonna come in and out your life, man. Y'all know how it goes. We share so much information behind the scenes. And I'll be at work sometime. I get the group text. I'll be like, man, I didn't know this was going on. And that's enough for me from where I'm at to apply on how I have to move. And that's how I look at it. Y'all my green book. Y'all my information. Y'all tell me how to move where I'm at.
Yeah.
Let me say this. And I want to be very clear. You guys know what I do for a living. I train people how to kill. Let's keep it 100. Stop the threat means kill. I'm a firearm instructor who teach you how to stop the threat. Okay? I did almost 3 decades as a police officer. All right? And I'm telling you right now, I've trained probably more females than guys. Say this again. I've probably trained more women than males. And the males are the ones who are supposed to be the protectors and providers. Okay? And giving the instructions. Okay? And I can't put behind me what I've seen in these streets. I know the carnage that's going on in our neighborhoods. These are single sisters raising out of control children. Okay? And they grew up moist. Very moist. And disobedient.
In our community, we'll take somebody stepping on our sneakers or our Timbs or looking at us funny as a sign of disrespect.
Right.
When the disrespect comes from the lack of self-accountability. And I want to paraphrase this because most people don't hear me talk like this. We as black men need to grow a set of balls.
That part.
And stop pushing accountability and responsibility off on the next person. Grow a set and let your nuts hang.
Or let something hang. And
we're not going to build nothing until we get in alignment with God.
Right.
We're trying to build without God.
Right.
And that's why we got this recklessness going on out here. I mean, look. we have raised a group of people who do not like God. We keep 100. Okay? And they hide it behind quoting a scripture. But they don't like God. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. But we're trying to build outside of God. It ain't gonna happen. And again, if you don't subscribe to the God, man, woman, child, we don't even have a conversation. What's it about?
My white Jesus endorses those messages.
I'm just saying, man, look. When I saw that $1 trillion, I saw $1 trillion today at that inaugural. $1 trillion.
But this is the first. This is the first Trump.
Hey, listen, Ron.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure you only saw $1 trillion? Because Elon Musk is just one rabbit hop away from $1 trillion. So what did you really see?
So watch this. But I didn't see. I get challenged because I think that
we were there. We were the entertainment, Brother Juan. We were the damn entertainment. We were the marching band. We were the rappers. But we were not anybody of substance that was on that stage or that was in
we have to blame for that. Who takes the L for that?
Hey, Brother Juan, I'm gonna second that because I can honestly say that the 6 brothers on this panel, if you put one of them, you, Chef C, Dr. Short, Coke Sharpton, Brother Roland, Negro, if you put y'all in the room, y'all gonna know how to work that room.
Damn right.
The people that have been representing, and Dr. Short been telling us over and over again, the people that have been quote unquote representing us as a collective has been taking us to the slaughterhouse. We've been the meal that they've been eating. So they could look, as Chef C always says, because they believe white ice is cold.
The water's wetter.
And they say Black lives don't matter. That's what they are. BDM, Black lives don't matter.
That's like they're giving out free meals at Ruth Chris. I'm not gonna go because I don't like the way somebody talked to me. This is what these people have told us to do. This is what that blackout did.
But you know what? Their people are there. It's the same way the little nigger preachers tell you they don't like politics, and yet they meet with all the politicians. They don't want the people in their congregation to have any power or representation. They want to have those relationships for themselves. We have friends, the slave masters of our people today look like us. And this is something that blew my mind when I began to realize it. Once slavery ended, the pastors became the masters with the big house. That is the problem.
I think that, look, when we change our mind, we change our direction. We change our mind, we change everybody around us. We change your mind, you change your friends. We change your mind, you change your finances. And again, as Dr. Short says so eloquently, we can't save everybody. There's some folks who we left behind. We don't have the same values. What do we have?
You know what? You know, at McDonald's, if some of the fries, if they cook too long, they throw them in the refuse bin. If the burger sits on the thing too long and no one picks it up, they put it in the bin. Come on, chef, you deal with food. You know how food sit on the light too long, sit on the steam thing too long. No matter how good it was when you initially put it on, you ain't gonna serve that to nobody. Or if you have food on the buffet, you throw it away because all the people breathed on it and folk could get sick eating it, even though it looks and it's edible, but someone could get sick eating it. Some stuff gets thrown out even if it's not so bad. We need to stop trying to save what isn't so bad and truly focus in on what is good. You know, there's a psychology, and I just want you to listen, Negro brother. There's a psychology of black inferiority that all blacks who have an inferiority mindset have. And that inferiority mindset is that I'm not going to reach up to where you are. You're going to have to be low where I am. I learned this as a teacher. I learned this from students in Tennessee. They would deliberately not learn what I was telling them, and I'd have to repeat myself 10, 20, 30 times, but it didn't make them smarter. They were actually making me stupid like them by not moving forward. They're pulling me down instead of me being able to pull them up. The most intelligent thing is to cut the damn line. You got a fish too big or a tie or something on your line, you need to cut that shit and rebait the hook and throw something else. This idea of saving people is insane. The person that saves, or should I say the entity that saves people from me as a Christian, is God, not me. I can point you, I can give you a reference, I can give you a scripture, I can give you an example, I can show acts of kindness, but I can't save you. You must go to God to get that saving. And if you don't want it, you don't get it. What we've got this false idea because of past conditions of its servitude that we should do special dispensations for black folk that don't get it together. I don't buy it. Other people have been enslaved and have suffered, and they don't make all these allowances. That mindset, stop preaching to idiots. By the way, Negro, you waste mine and other people's time telling us about talking to useless people. Find one or two. To hell with the crowd. It never comes in crowds. This Chinese Communist Party started off with less than 15 people. Nothing that becomes big starts off big. Everything big starts off small. This idea of it having to be big comes from a mindset of black people that despise humble beginnings, which the Bible says do not despise the day of humble beginnings. But we do. If you only have 2 or 3 people in your fellowship, you ain't doing nothing. You need thousands. Well, these Negro preachers have these mega churches with thousands and thousands of people and don't do shit. It is not in the crowd. It is in the idea, it is in the plan, it is in the unity, it is in the execution of the plan. Okay? I turn 60 next month. It is almost fascinating to me that I'm just beginning to meet a critical mass of people at 60. I'm like, damn it. And I was trying to, brother, the Negro, I'm no different now than what I was 30, 40 years ago. Couldn't find them. It doesn't come easy. It comes hard. And it comes slow. And the failure of our people is we want everything to be fast. Fast. No. It may take you 60 years, 70 years. I mean, after all, if someone's been kicking your ass for 400, if it takes you 20 years to get something done, you've made relative progress. It may take longer to establish something that is truly good. People think about James Brown. He didn't just blow up right away. He had to bust his ass for years and years and years and years and years. And he had a short window where he was really, really, really hot. Say 63 or 64 to 74. He had good 10 years. And then, you know, with highs and lows, we can stretch it, but ultimately, or make it 62 to 72. You can make it 12 years, 10 years. He had a hot streak and then he didn't. But those years that he busted his ass, he built something to the point where everyone knows who he is, and he's been dead now almost 20 years. But it took him a long, long time. There are other people whose first record was a massive hit, and nobody remembers who they are. We despise long-term hard work building as a collective. We want it fast. We covet the wealth and the grandiosity of white people and despise our own place. Coveting is a sin. In fact, in order to have what white people have, you need a couple hundred years of slaves. Oh, there is a solution. Those blacks that covet what white people had then, the best they can do for slaves is to enslave us. That's the problem that we have. If you were willing to build small and expand gradually with some, you'd have something. But if you try to build it big and fast, you have to do some dirty stuff to get there. And that's what you see with crack. The big seduction with crack and stupid ass young black people was that you could have a whole lot of money and have all the cars and all these things fast. We have millions of destroyed lives because people wanted it fast.
Chop wood, carry water. The act of the process. So, gentlemen, we're gonna close.
Yay!
It's been a very interesting broadcast, to say the least. Hopefully, ourselves and those in the chat and those who may catch it on the spin the block will get some benefit of it. And I always like to say, I'll take the method that Chef C's always use, is allowing everybody to say what they're working on, and always try to give Brother Juan Johnson to give us that good advice looking forward. Brother Juan, you want to go first?
Yeah, well, let me just drop this. I did post inside the chat that Trump did say he's going to restore back to the armed forces those who lost their jobs during the COVID. He's going to bring them back with back pay. And I think that's important because, again, a lot of us was under this threat of losing jobs, losing friends, losing families because of the whole COVID piece. So I salute him for that. Okay, I mean, a lot of good people in the armed forces lost their jobs because they didn't take the jab. So I salute for that. I'll say this, look, we got a lot to do. This is a new day for us, man, for all of us. This is a new day. We have an opportunity to do things right, to get things right. And we need to seize that opportunity, okay? I know some hurt folks out here, but don't let your hatred become hatred, you know? I know some sad folks out here. Don't let your sadness, make you so sad that you know what, that you just check out. Oh, this is a new day, okay? Go to lwftraining.com if you want some firearm services training, some advice. Go to lwftraining.com. Like I said, you will see me on these social media streets. I'm gonna give up Chef C. He's got this make a donation every month to keep the on your neck going. We got to do that, okay? And I just salute every brother, whether seen or unseen on the broadcast, brother Q for holding it down today, brother DrRandyShort, the brothers in the back, the Negro, brother Roland, and Coach Shopton. Okay, I salute you guys because again, having some good, solid brothers who are about that business is not easy to find these days. Okay, who don't have big egos. We just trying to get things done, And I shout you out. I want everybody, please, to subscribe to Let's Talk 2. Subscribe to Dr. Short's Anger Man. Just subscribe or donate to our platforms. Again, we're trying to do what we can, what we got. And again, I salute you. Thank you for tuning in. You could be somewhere else, but you're here. But as I leave this place, don't forget, I still want you to consider getting you a shotgun. I need you to consider getting you a rifle. I need you to consider getting you a revolver. And I just need you to consider getting you a semi-automatic handgun just to be on the safe side. We are not out the woods. Matter of fact, it's about to become a little more difficult. And I land my plane with that.
Brother Coach Sharpton, any final words?
Yes. Today is a glorious day because my evil twin brother Al Sharpton, his White House key fob no longer works. He's not invited to the cookout anymore. The butter biscuits and Kamala collard greens have spoiled. And last I checked, he's out in the cold in front of the White House with nobody around.
I want everybody. Yeah, I'll land with this. The best preservation is self-preservation.
Brother Negro, you have any final thoughts, Brother Negro?
Yes, sir, I do. I just want to say thank you for having this broadcast. It's good to bring back the man, of course, as always. It's very good to me. It's very important. For those that are interested in the Negro Black Knights Heritage Club, we are recruiting. Yes, we are. We are recruiting slow but steady, and we don't want just anybody. We want the best and the brightest of our people that really understand what we're up against. Because there are a lot of things that are against us in the advancement of our people. Just don't be the other side of that situation. I want people that's on the right side of history. That's what being a Negro Black Knight is about, being on the right side. And definitely being on the Lord's side, too. For real, for real. Thank you, guys.
Dr. Short, would you like to go?
Yeah, Dewan B and I will be doing a show tomorrow. I will be doing more Angry Black Men's Book Club things. We've got some things figured out. I absolutely welcome you to subscribe to the channel. There are other things coming. It just needs to warm up here. It's God is cold, so I got a blanket, it's not a dress. People thought I had a dress, and I wouldn't wear a blue dress on a Trump inauguration day. It would have been a red one. Okay, so so just check us out. Thank you, Brother Dome, Brother Chef C, Brother Negro. He's basically like that. What's it? Robin. Robin's always trying to get in fights and shit. Like you're trying to keep him out of fighting. Like think more, fight less. And of course, Brother One. Always our protector and wisdom. And I want everybody to be safe, be warm, be careful. There's a strain of SARS out here. That's no joke. I had it, I think. And I mean, that thing crippled. I mean, you had pain. Like I prayed for like 4 hours for the pain to go away. It did. So yeah, God does work. Prayer works. I got to put a pitch in, since black folks won't obey a black Jesus, a historical black Jesus. You can pray to the white one. Our ancestors did when they didn't know any better. Y'all, since we're stuck on stupid on so many other things, you can get stuck on white Jesus. Pray, change your life, turn things around. And white Jesus did us a lot better than this atheistical shit we're in right now. So, prayer works. God still saves. Jesus saves. Have a good year. We got to do something. I'm having a big 60th birthday next month. That's going to be fun. But be nice to each other. Learn, read, think. And yeah, Chef say I got to talk to you. So call me after the show and I'm out of here. Love everybody.
Chef C.
Peace. Listen, this was a phenomenal show. It's really good to see all the brothers back together again. To actually bring in the inauguration, I think it was phenomenal. Just a take from each of us, and some of the things we hope to see with this new administration coming in. I will say this, I want y'all to be on the lookout for everybody that's on the various platforms. I am going to be jumping off the Cook Up with Chef C. Okay, On the Next is not going anywhere. However, I wanted to diversify the content that I put out, and I know a lot of y'all hear about me saying I'm a chef, so I like to show better than I tell folks. Okay, so you are really going to actually see a lot more of what I do in my profession, and it will actually be very beneficial for you all, because you're going to be getting, live cooking demonstrations and different things that you can actually do with me, from what I have in my garden to some of the purveyors and vendors that I work with. Just a whole little insight of what's going down in the culinary world with me, and I definitely look forward to showing you that side of Chef C. So with that being said, man, y'all definitely, if you haven't subscribed to our platforms, make sure you do so. Subscribe to the various platforms so you are up to speed on what we got coming out, collectively and or individually, because we're always growing on our ends as well, expanding upon what we're doing. So it is best that you keep it locked for everybody. I want to send a massive salute to all of y'all, and we will catch you on the next salute.
Yeah, you guys, to close out the broadcast. One of the things with being able to run a channel is it takes a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes the sacrifice is not just physical sacrifice. Sometimes the sacrifice is financial, and it's hard. So you'll see and hear brothers that say donate to their channel, and the reason why they donate to the channel is because the donating to their channel would allow them to be more accessible to all of us, to understand that these streaming services cost money. Being able to share more time with the family costs us money. So this is why we ask to donate, and it's a lot of projects that really cannot get off the ground without donations from the people. So we don't want to just be those people who come here and just, we got something to spill and let's just vent. No, we want to move forward. We want to move. This is why our feet are facing forward, so you can move forward. I appreciate the brothers on the broadcast. I appreciate Chef C asking me to be the head chef tonight. One of the things that we need to look forward to is being able to, like I said, look forward, be forward thinking, not look backwards. One of the great things I will say, whether you believe in the Democratic Party, Republican Party, my personal belief with this inauguration is I know I'm going to be personally left alone for the next 4 years. That's the one thing that I get out of this. I am personally my rights are not going to be infringed upon. I don't like censorship. I hate censorship. I don't think nobody should be censored, whether I agree with them or not. So with that, like Chef C, the brother said, subscribe to brothers' channels. It's going to be a lot of content coming out. We all do stuff individually, and then we meet up collectively at the back of the barn, and we just chop it up and we eat, cook, and we enjoy our meals. And we don't need to be out here, out here playing. Chef C, one of the things that I want to say about him and what he does as a chef is, I could tie it to Robert F. Kennedy. Learning how to cook will make you eat better and be healthy. And it's a shame that if you looked at the last 20, 25 years in our country, our eating habits and what has happened and why we're faced with chronic illnesses, we need to really get a hold of it. We need to take control, be accountable for our bad and reckless decisions.
Oh, can I do a song before we go?
Go ahead, Dr. Short.
Yes. This is a gospel song. This is to celebrate Trump winning. And it goes like this.
Put the wig on.
Huh?
Put the wig on, Ronald.
Oh, no, I don't want to put the wig on.
Can we sing along too?
Okay. Well, the song goes like this. You can't hurry ice. No. You just have to wait. You have to trust Trump and give him time. No matter how long it takes.
Dr. Short, hold on.
What?
Hold on 1 second, Dr. Short. They messing with your volume again.
Oh yeah, that's because they don't like the song.
Now it's better.
Okay, so I'll just do it without the thing. Okay. It goes, you can't hurry, Trump. Oh, 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 oh. You just got to wait. You got to trust ice and give it time, y'all. No matter how long it takes.
Amen.
It's a
Amen.
job you can't hurry. They'll get the scum out. Don't worry. Trump may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. He's right on time. You can't hurry, Trump. Oh, 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 no. You just gotta wait. You gotta trust him and give him time, child. No matter how long it takes. Well, you know, ice work can't be hurried. They'll be there. Don't you worry. I said ice may not come when you want it, but it's right on time. Get the bastards out of here. This is our country. Right?
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
God bless America, our home, sweet home. Good night, guys. This is our country. We built this country, all of us that have been here for generations. We will not let these people take it. Let these freaks, liberals, and globalists, and these communistic people that hate this country, that hate private property and hate the family, damn all of that. Y'all can come kill me. Y'all know where to find me. I'm not for that stuff. This is our country. And we got to stop acting like you belong in Africa somewhere. This is as Africa as I need. And I love Africa, but this is home. Hell. Good night, everybody. Donald Trump won. You know, I'll give y'all a version. I'll do this for my channels. I love this. I love this. Okay, here it is. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking that I couldn't be re-elected by landslide. But I spent so many nights thinking how Biden did me wrong, and I grew strong. And I got my MAGA mob along, so bitch, I'm back in the race. I see you fake old liberals there with that fake news on your face. Trump will survive. Well, as long as I get all the votes, I know I'll be alive. Weren't you the ones that thought you'd hurt me with Trump lies? You think I'd be humble? Do you think I'd commit suicide? Oh, no, that Trump will survive. Well, as long as I know how to run, I know I'll be alive. Okay, y'all. Good night. He did survive. Oh, hey. Trump will survive. Oh, as long as I know. Okay, anyway. Is that true? That's cool. I should have checked the ballot box and took Hunter's key. If I knew that you tried to steal another election from me, oh, now go. Good night, everybody.